What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you guys my top 5 books from week of August 12th, 2026. It was not a pretty big week for me. I think last video I told you guys I picked up about 10 books. Turned out to be only about 8, and I picked out my top 5, and we're going to talk about them in this video. Alright, so let's kick off the list with a book that when it first came out, issue 1 was at the top of my list. It probably was at the top of the month. I honestly really enjoyed it. It was very close and personal for me. It is a book that I talked to friends, family, everybody that I got an opportunity to talk to about this book. I take the opportunity to talk to it because it's just very good. And it's a book that talks about my home, my birthplace, and something that I'm very excited to talk to people about and very proud of that is coming out. And it is Beast of Borinquen by Dark Horse, written by Julio Anta and Daniel Irizarry. In this book, we keep following Loli as she brings this information of the day of the groundbreaking construction that is happening from Hunt. She talks to her friend Blanca about this beast that she saw, and she talks to her about the experience that she had, and asks her about the beast that is known in Puerto Rico as the chupacabra, the cabra meaning cheeps, so the cheap sucker, if you want to translate it like that. Kind of weird, but yeah, chupacabra. It is a story and a tale that has been passed down through generations. Because farmers had an experience back in the late 90s, probably around the 70s, where they started finding their sheeps dead in their farms and with holes in their necks. So they started calling it this beast the chupacabra because it would feed or feast on the sheeps. So Blanca tells her that she's been going through a lot. She wants to take her to a botanica, which is a store that sells very spiritual and things of that sort. And when they get to the store, the lady working the store wants to do a spiritual cleaning to both Blanca and Loli. Blanca is very receptive about it because she is from a Catholic family. She doesn't really believe in all that stuff, but Loli is very open to it and goes through with it. And that's when the lady working the botanica tells her that she is connected spiritually with the beast, the chupacabra, and that because they've both been through a traumatic experience, they have that link. And we, through that cleaning, we learn a little bit more of the chupacabra and what causes the chupacabra to come not alive but awaken from its slumber. And very good story so far. Very interesting. We end the story with or in between the story we see the other side of the coin, which is Hunt chasing, or not chasing, but hunting down the beast, because he also had that experience of seeing it and saw what it did to its man, and he just wants it out so they can get the construction done and get out of there, just make their profit and get out of the island. So yeah, the book ends with Loli going after the beast, trying to find it to see how she can help him and how they can help each other out, trying to get these people out of Aguadilla, where they're trying to build that hotel, or at least that's what I think. That's what she is all about. So I figure that's what she wants to do. But she also is very curious about the beast, so she is looking for it. Very good story. I think it runs 5 issues. This is issue 2, so issue 3 should come out next month. Very excited to see where Julio Anta and Daniel Irizarry take the story, because the art is beautiful. The art is beautiful, and the story has just been very good. So yeah, very excited for this one. This is my number 5 on the list. All right, folks, and coming in at my number 4, we got a book that has just been solid from issue 1 through issue 7. It just has been nothing but a banger. Issue 6 was one of my favorite issues from the series, one that was very heavy on the emotional side, and it's just very good writing. We have Dennis Camp writing Bleeding Heart from DC Vertigo. a book about this zombie that one day discovers that his heart started beating again, and now he's living in this constant struggle of being a zombie and wanting to, not disappoint his not his family, but his zombie peers, but also wanting so much more than that and wanting to know how to like live again. And it is just beautiful writing, and Dennis Camp has just been killing it with this. Bleeding Heart's a book that I've been really enjoying. Issue 6 was one of my favorite from the whole series. It's when we see him killing his best friend because he realized that he has a heart and that he's been keeping the humans alive because he wants to experience what it's like living with humans. And his best friend did not take kind to that and called him a traitor and everything. And to save Kara and Rabbit, he had to end the life or, kill the zombie that was his best friend. And it was very emotional ending to that relationship that he had built for years. And now we see in this issue how he has moved on from the place where they used to live, and he has find a place for Kara and Rabbit to be safe, but still be around zombies so that he can still, show face and not be labeled as a weirdo or an outsider and anything like that. We see him fighting for the humans in this book again, and it is just beautiful. The ending really has me stressed out. I really can't wait to read issue 8 and see where the story goes. This is just a book that is nothing but gas, no misses. Dennis Camp knows what he's doing. And Dennis Camp is just one of those writers that once you get sucked into the story, it just doesn't want to let you go. And I am very happy with Bleeding Hearts and everything that he's been doing. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this book if you're not reading it. Pick up the trades. I don't know if the trade is out yet, but it should be coming out because we just hit issue 7, so it might come out with the first 6 issues. So yeah, definitely a book that I think is worth reading. Very human, even though it's about zombies, and yeah, it's beautiful. So definitely would recommend it. This issue was a really good issue, and the ending, like I said, had me stressed out. Can't wait for issue 8. All right, folks, and coming in at my number 3, we have a book that I love reading. Every time it comes out, it's just a fun read. The humor on it is super childish, but I love it. It is so fucking funny to me for some reason. I don't know. Or actually, I do know, and it is because I was talking to my buddy about it, and he was like, oh, this looks like a mature version of Bone. And it just clicked to me. I was like, yeah, that is exactly what it is. And I think that's exactly why I love it, is because when I was growing up and learning to read English, because obviously I'm like from Piso Borinquen, if you haven't tell, I'm Puerto Rican, and I grew up reading and speaking Spanish, so English is my second language. But I grew up, or when I was learning to read English, I read Bone, and this book reminds me of Bone, and is Dork by Brett Bean. I love this fucking book. This book is so funny. The humor on it is very childish, but I fucking love it. I don't know why. Every time this book comes out, I just have a great time reading it. And it is a book that I've actually gone back and read some of my favorite issues, because I just really enjoy it. This book starts off with Dork falling from the sky into a swamp after the depressing news of knowing how he was brought to life, and knowing who his parents are, and knowing what his dad is trying to do with him. Very sad in that aspect, but then as the story continues, this issue at least, is very heavily carried by Shield and Headless Chicken. And it is just so good. Oh my god, like the interaction between Headless Chicken and the Shield, and the jokes between them are so funny, even though they're like not like super deep and anything like that. They're just very funny. And I really, really, really enjoyed this issue. The ending, we are introduced to a new character, which I'm very excited to see what this character is all about. But like we can see and tell from the story, every character is after Dork for a bad reason. So I don't think this is going to be one of those finally good characters on his side type deal, but I do think it is going to be very good. So yeah, issue 7, Dork, was just a great laugh, a great time reading it, and I just really wanted more from it, and yeah, unfortunately I couldn't. This book is very good. I will recommend it 100% if you guys have read Bone and you guys are looking for something similar with a little bit more adultish humor, but it feels still very like childish, and you guys are into that. Definitely read Dork. Very good book. Other than, and like even if you guys don't like that type of humor, the book and the story are still very good, and it's very gory. So yeah, another reason to read it if you guys are into that type of stuff. Dork by Brett Bean, my third book of the week. All right, and moving right along to my number 2, the number 2 book of the week. We have a number 1 coming out from Image Comics. First issue from this series. It is called Regicide. This is a book that I really enjoyed. I picked it up just based on the cover. I thought it looked pretty cool. I didn't read any of the description of the book beforehand. I just saw it at the shelf and I was like, oh, this looks very interesting. Let's pick it up. Flipped through a few pages of the comic just to look at the art inside, and I really, really enjoyed it. I was like, whoa, this is kind of different. So let's give it a shot. And I really, really ended up enjoying it. It is about a farmhand is what they're called. A guy who works in the farms. That it is very strong, very big, and you know his village is always very proud of him because he is a big provider for his farm or for his little community. And we end up getting introduced to this very mysterious person wearing a mask, and he goes up to the elders of the village and asks him, hey, I need your strongest man to go on this mission. We are going into the capital of the region to do something, and I need the strongest person you have. So they summon him. He comes in. He gets pretty much told he has to go, and he sets on this journey with this strange man that doesn't tell him much. He just tells him, hey, listen, you're gonna be my bodyguard. You're gonna be here to fight alongside with me. And the farm guy pretty much tells him like, hey, listen, I'm not a fighter. This is not what I do. I just provide for my village. And I don't know if you picked the right person. Ended up moving fast forward to down the trip, or down the road of the trip. They get ambushed, and that's where he just goes crazy. Survival instinct kicks in, and he pretty much takes out the whole party that's trying to like ambush them. And yeah, from there on, we just go on this like adventure with a strange person and a farmhand that is very gory, very extremely violent, and it is very badass. I loved it. I thought it was a very fun read, and I'm very excited to see what the team does with this book. So yeah, I was just very impressed by it, and it was something different from what I've not different. Everything I read has a little bit of, action, violence, whatever. But it's just like the period, like the medieval time and which now that I say that, dork, but more mature. Yeah, it's just very, like, I just really enjoyed it. It reminded me of Skyrim for some reason. I was just like very intrigued by it, and I just, once I finished it, I was like, man, this is promising. I really hope that it stays as strong as this, because I really, really enjoyed this first issue. So yeah, if you guys go to your comic book shop and you guys haven't picked it up, and they still have it at the walls, definitely pick it up if you're into that medieval action, gory. Let me actually, I have the description right here. If you guys, it literally says it's Dracula meets Berserk in this dark fantasy series full of sexy entities and betrayal. So if that is what you guys like and is something that interests you, I definitely recommend it. The writing, it's very, very good. The story and the art are just very solid. So yeah, Regicide, if you guys are interested in it, there you go. My number 2 book of the week. All right, so we are at my number 1 book of the week. And if you know me and you know what came out last week, you shouldn't be surprised. What can I say? Absolute Batman, number 23. I'm sorry, but you should know by now. Come on. I'm sorry about that. But Absolute Batman number 23 was my top book of the week. This book was just insane. We start off with the Robins having a conversation between them. Jason and Tim pretty much like, being the ones that you can see that have the strongest connection between them. Jason and Tim have the strongest connection between them too. And yeah, you see them kind of like asking Jason, like, let's not go outside right now. Come on, let's just stay. Like, we're beat. We need some rest. We need to let the suits charge up, and we cannot keep going after the Batman like this. But Jason is determined to go after Batman. He needs to capture Batman. That's his sole mission in this whole universe. And he is not fucking around. And he just kind of leaves everybody behind. He just wants to capture Batman. So after that, we see Batman trying to figure out what's real and what's not, pushing everybody away. His friends, his mom, Alfred. We see that Harley Quinn is not working with him no more because he just pushed everybody away. He's been played with too many times to trust anybody. There's nothing that seems real to him. So he just pushes everybody away. He wants to work by himself. And after having a really rough conversation with his mom, with his group of friends, which are Killer Croc, Penguin, Two-Face, and Riddler, and also Alfred, he goes out to the city and he just needs to find answers. So he's looking for the Robins. Jason is the only one out, and he finally finds him. And after Jason pretty much tells him that he's gonna arrest them, he throws his axe to the side and he's like, I'm not here to fight. I just want to talk. Then Tim joins him, and Jason is very happy about this. But, the celebration is cut short because we finally get introduced, or we finally see what Clayface is all about in this universe. We had him introduced before, so we have seen him before, not to this extent, but we had seen him in the second arc of the story, which is the Bane arc. I think it's called Monster or something like that. And we see him when Bruce or Batman is running out of Arkham. In one of the points, he steps on him, and we see Clayface for the first time there. But to the extent of this magnitude, we hadn't seen him before, and this issue is just crazy. The way it ends is just incredible. We do get another death in this issue. I don't want to say who. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it is if you know Batman lore, it shouldn't surprise you who it is, because yeah, but at the same time, we he doesn't catch a break in the Absolute Universe either. So it is a very shocking moment, and the panel for it is just amazing. So fucking good. But we see this past few issues, we have seen the mental of Batman and Bruce just break down to the point where, like, it's just, he's so lost. there's really no saving for Batman right now. Like the way Scarecrow and Joker have played with him, he's at a breaking point that I think in the next few issues we're gonna see him just go berserk and something bad is gonna happen. So at least that's what I think. I don't know, but this issue was just incredible. Snyder just keeps outdoing himself. You read the previous issue and you're like, man, there's no way he can outdo himself. And then boom, the next issue comes out and you're like, holy shit, what is this guy doing? Like, this guy is just on a roll. And yeah, Absolute Batman, it is just one of my favorite ongoings, and it just keeps delivering. Nick Dragotta on the art has just been killing it. Snyder on the writing has just been incredible. And recently I found out that when Snyder was pitching the idea, because he wasn't supposed to be the writer of this book, he was pitching it to other writers. He pitched it to Daniel Warren Johnson, and he couldn't take it because he was working on Transformers. Mind you, I haven't read Transformers, but I know that Daniel Warren Johnson, anything he touches is just fucking chef's kiss, peak. But yo, we had a little preview of what could have been with the annual. Imagine what this series would have been with Daniel on the writing. I'm happy we got the annual, don't get me wrong, and I'm happy that Snyder is fucking killing it with this book. But dude, imagine what, oh man, it's just one of those moments where it's like, damn, imagine what could have been. And you know, I'm a very big fan of Daniel Warren Johnson, so it was very cool to know that little piece of lore behind the book, and then just like going down the rabbit hole of like thinking of like, damn, what could have been with Daniel writing this. But we did get the little preview of what could have been with the annual. It was amazing, very, very good. A book that I go back and read every once in a while because I just love that story. But that's not to say that this is any less than that. Snyder has been killing it with this, and he has been writing Batman for forever. So like the fact that he can just keep up coming up with stories for Batman that are just like mind-blowing, it's just incredible. So yeah, Absolute Batman #1 at my, or number 23 at my #1 spot for this week. Sorry, but you guys should have seen this coming. All right. And with that, we have come to the end of my top 5 books of the week. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. Please, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you guys can leave a comment letting me know if you guys are interested in picking any of those books up, if you guys are reading any of those books, and if you guys want to yell at me for having Batman at my #1 over and over again, go right ahead and leave it in the comments as well. I'll try to defend myself as best as I can, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of the list this week. And yeah, thank you so much. We're at as of the time of recording this video, we are at 85 subscribers, so we're almost at that 100 mark. Thank you so much, guys. It means the world to me that you guys are supporting my channel and supporting me. And yeah, it's just very awesome to see that you guys are, you know, into the hobby that I am as well, and just supporting the channel. So thank you so much. If you guys enjoy the content and are not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so that we can keep on growing. And yeah, with that, I will make a quick announcement. I have a trip coming out next week, but do not worry, I am gonna make some videos on that trip as well. They're gonna be a little bit more vloggy style, because I am gonna be going to California, and I'm gonna be going to Disneyland for the first time. We have this plaque right here. I don't know if you guys can see very well in the video, but it is it was awarded to me for making 10 years with the company. I've been working at Disney for 10 years, and it just happened to land right now that I had the opportunity to go to California to go to the park. So I'm going to be going to Disneyland with my family and some of my friends, because the whole reason for the trip was I was supposed to compete in the Lorcana last chance qualifier for a spot in nationals, but I ended up deciding not to get a ticket for that, and I'm just gonna go to enjoy some time with the boys and my family. So yeah, very excited for that. But be on the lookout for that content. I will also be bringing you guys my top 5 books of this week, the week of the 19th, right before I leave for that trip. So be on the lookout for that as well. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, like I said, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you guys enjoyed the video or the content, please subscribe. And with that, it's been KSC Trades. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.